President Kennedy, no need to be alarmed. I'm here from the future, 2172. I'm here from Why have you come here? And what is the meaning of this? Are you a specter? Are you a spirit? Are you some kind of ghost? How on earth did you come here from 2172? President Kennedy, I've been transported here from the future. And I was told to find one of the greatest Democratic presidents. And I was told to ask him how Democrats can win again. We haven't won. We haven't won since 2008, and it's 2172. Oh, my God. Let me just give you, President Kennedy, and I know it's, what date exactly is this? This is November 1962, right after the Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay, sir, it all started in 2008. Democrats won, and by 2016, they had sold 20% of U.S. uranium. They had allowed the sale. What kind of sale? They had allowed the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity to Russia. Now I know this is some kind of surreptitious, nefarious demon who's come to annoy us beyond belief. Begone, specter and spirit. No, I'm serious. By about 2010, 2011, the Democratic president presided over a sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity to a company that eventually was purchased by the Russian government. Go on. Well, they lost the election in 2016 because there was a computer with classified intelligence mixed alongside with, I don't know how I can tell you this, a person who took pictures of his Anthony Weiner. Is Anthony Weiner on a computer? Why would he do that? That's what Democrats started doing. It's like a tradition among Democratic males. That's bizarre. I know. But so they then blamed the incoming Republican for advertising on a computer they said emanated from Russia. But what about the 20% of U.S. uranium capacity you gave to the Russians? We just survived the Cuban Missile Crisis. I know, that's the funny thing. They didn't care. So they focused on these ads. They were ads on computers that nobody saw, and they had no proof that they ever swung the election. Anyway, fast forward to 2020, and the Republican, he won again. Who's this Republican? His name is Donald Trump. He absolutely destroyed the Democratic Party single-handedly. Single-handedly? It sounds like the Democrats are doing it to themselves. I know, but... Well, how did they lose in 2020? Well, what happened was, sir, I don't know how to tell you this. They took more photos of their Anthony Weiner. What's wrong with these people? Why would you continue to take photos of your Anthony Weiner and put it on computers? Though that's the funny thing. He put not only photos of his Anthony Weiner, but these are emails and text messages. Well, you don't know what a text message is, but you don't know what an email is. But they're correspondence. Correspondence through the computer. Go on. Correspondence through the computer that documented the brokering of deals between the vice president and the vice president's son, where the vice president's son would take money from foreign business leaders, politicians, all types of people, and and take commissions for meetings while the vice president was in office. And this is a Democrat? Yes, these are Democrats. And 2 weeks before the election, everyone was able to read those emails. How did they acquire the so-called emails? Well, the son had a substance abuse issue and left his computer at a computer repair shop. Can you believe this nonsense? I think this specter and this ghost is trying to put one. I think I might be having a nightmare. Begone, specter and ghost. No. I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. You mean to tell me that a Democrat left a computer at a computer repair shop with pictures of his Anthony Weiner alongside incriminating evidence showing that the vice presidency was being auctioned off to the highest bidder? Yes. And Democrats expected to win? Yes. There's absolutely no hope. Have a nice day. I'm busy. Okay, sir. Thank you. It's 2172. I guess there is no hope. Thank you, sir. Thank you, and God bless. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. 6 minutes. Oh, my goodness. First and foremost, to my moderators, Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, thank you so very, very much for tuning in. Thank you so much. Thank you for always being amazing. What am I saying? Now I don't even know where I am. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, you are both amazing. Thank you so very, very much, always. Everybody, give a lot of love to Eric and Luke. To my super chat, I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding. I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding, but I do have my viewers, and I thank you so very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, to the super chat, thank you. They're done. JFK was a very good president, one of our best presidents in my view, and I'll tell you why. The Cuban Missile Crisis, he didn't listen to all the generals who told him to invade Cuba. Had we done that, it would have been game over for the planet. He had a very, very famous general, Curtis LeMay, World War II hero, Air Force general who was telling him to just go and invade Cuba. Others were telling him the same thing. And he didn't listen. Because he learned from the Bay of Pigs not to trust the intelligence community. The intelligence community is there to provide intelligence, not policy. They're not there to give any advice. They're there to simply give information. Now, whenever you hear intelligence shows, the intelligence says, that's not evidence. Democrats think it's evidence because they've been programmed to believe that any authority figure other than Trump is evidence. If President Trump were to say, okay, well, just trust me, I've seen the documents, that's not enough. And that's all they do. So there was never any Russian interference. Newborn Quail. Greg, 6 minutes, great intro. Much love to the mods. Exactly. Newborn Quail, thank you so very much. Simon, thank you so very much. Now you have the same authority figure, James Clapper. You have James Clapper, who is now John Ratcliffe, saying that John Ratcliffe expects more prosecutions, more indictments in the Durham probe. He's also categorically stated that this is not a Russian disinformation campaign. So we have evidence, according to the Democratic Party's definition of evidence. We have evidence now that There is no Russian disinformation campaign. The director of national intelligence knows more than the senator in Connecticut, or knows more than Adam Schiff. When you're saying that, when you've based the past 4 years, on the evidence shows. Oh, by the way. Oh, let me just finish this thought, then I'll go. When you've based the past 4 years on the evidence is James Clapper, then the evidence now is John Ratcliffe. If John Ratcliffe says it's not a Russian disinformation campaign, that the laptop is real, that the emails show massive pay-to-play brokering and basically auctioning off the vice presidency to the highest bidder, then you're done. Nobody has accused, they're trying to accuse Trump of being beholden, but they've never accused Trump of accepting money for anything from anyone, because he has money. It would be the lamest propaganda. You're talking about a billionaire who was famous initially only for being a billionaire. He doesn't need to accept money from anyone. The Democrats are not business people. They don't own. I mean, Bloomberg is, but most of the Democrats have never had a business in their lives. They've never worked outside of government. What they did, what Biden has done through his, apparently through his brother and also through his son, is acquire money. And so he provides the contacts, or he provides the allure of political power. See, again, it doesn't matter if they provide a service. Beneficial treatment took place to Madam Secretary's foundation, and she's going to replace Biden, but because they can't possibly be going with Biden. But beneficial treatment took place to people who gave 85 donors who gave $156 million. The beneficial treatment was they got to meet Clinton. Anything else after that is even further potentially criminal or definitely unethical behavior. Corruption, Democratic style is Tammany Hall, contacts, knowledge, networking. It's not necessarily a transactional situation. It's not like you are stuffing dollar bills into the golden moo-moo. It's not like you are stuffing dollar bills into Biden's coat pocket. It's honest graft like Tammany Hall, or dishonest graft in this case. And so when Biden says, "Well, he's never answered why he withheld, why he's the one who said you better fire that prosecutor." He's never answered that. Never. Everybody has said, "Well, it was U.S. foreign policy." We've never heard from Biden. Why is that? Because it wasn't U.S. foreign policy. Because when he stated that to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Ukrainian officials said, "You don't have that authority." They told him, as he's bragging and boasting to the Council on Foreign Relations, the initial reaction he said, and he was so happy, was, "You don't have the authority." And then he said, "Well, call President Obama." Well, why would they say you don't have the authority? Because he didn't. And because they were blindsided by it, because he just, on spur of the moment, said that, very likely because his son was brokering deals. And his son was hooking up the energy company that was paying him $80,000 a month. And that's just one of the deals. There were deals in Beijing. I mean, it's not the entire Trump-Russia saga is Democrats trying to protect themselves because they're the ones who are compromised. And so they accuse Trump of what they're guilty of. Trump doesn't need, compromat, Like the whole, like, Trump doesn't care. If there was a tape of him, he would sell the tape and make millions from it, or hundreds of millions from it, or make a reality show from it. Who cares? Like, he doesn't care. It's Democrats who, by the way, another CNN contributor, Jeff Porter. Jeff, thank you, Jeff Porter. Thank you, Jeff Porter. Thank you so very, very, very much. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Jeff Porter, thank you. Jeff Porter, thank you. A CNN legal analyst was on a Zoom meeting, and not just, again, I'm from the 90s, so just like I did the whole thing with the, someone comes from the future in the 1960s. I'm from the 90s. We didn't do this. Take pictures of our Anthony Weiner. I don't understand the appeal to this. I don't know who benefits and who enjoys that. Because I don't think the person on the other end, man or woman, would enjoy it. But I don't think most ladies enjoy it. So I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But anyway, like I said, we didn't do this in the 90s, But so he was not only taking a photo of his Anthony Weiner, but he was touching himself. I'll just use the phrase, touching himself in ecstasy. This was during a New Yorker where, like, you had New Yorker editors or whatever on the call, on the Zoom meeting. Then they say, "Well, I didn't know Zoom was on." Like, you can't turn off your computer. Like, you can't either end the call or restart your computer. Have you not? This is, again, you go back in the 90s and late 80s when you played Nintendo. You'd have to turn it on and off and on and off, and then blow into the thing, and then on and off, and blow into the game console and the cartridges, and start banging on it, praying, and it would work. But they again, people like, these are people who, like, apparently these are the same people, like this man, this CNN contributor, was like all over President Trump for 4 years. How he's a bad person, he's a horrible person. It's not that you're a horrible person for touching yourself in ecstasy during the Zoom meeting. It's that you are a type of individual who would touch yourself in ecstasy during a Zoom meeting and photograph your Anthony Weiner. I would much rather have President Trump. I don't know. These are the same people who, it's just unbelievable. Jeff Porter, thank you. PJP72, the Botox Bead Debate Commission really showed its colors by removing foreign policy from the debate. Oh my God, this is really getting me. But see, that's the thing. President Trump, PJP72, that's the thing. It doesn't matter because he's going to bring it up. It's going to be like. Here's a question about the spotted owl. President Trump, laptop. This is the worst laptop since Anthony Weiner. The worst. Wrong. Laptop. PJP72. It's not gonna stop Trump. Even muting it, he'll still yell. He'll just yell. They'll mute his mic and he'll yell. And by the way, that's also, they're going to try to mute President Trump's mic. PJP72, it's not going to work. Valerie Rogers. Jeffrey was, what? You know what I mean? Valerie Rogers, hello. PJP72. Valerie, thank you so very much. Justin Mooney! Hey, I think Bubba Bill wants to go talk to JFK so you can reminisce the old days and warn him not to drive past. Oh, jeez. That's true. That's true. Justin Mooney! Justin! Oh, I wasn't doing anything different from other presidents. Justin Mooney. That's the thing. It's like at a certain point, Democrats always have their thing out of their pockets. It's unbelievable. Out of their pants. It's just, why don't you just keep it in your pants while you're like running for office or in the Oval Office? Ayo, exactly. Thank you. Susie, thank you. Justin Mooney. Bill Clinton, and here's the issue with Democrats. They're so indebted to media and public relations. They live by public relations. They don't realize what the true nature of a story. The issue of everyone found out anyway that he was having relations. He did himself no good. There was no utility, no service in lying about the relations. He could have simply said, that's what happened, and then that's it. He wouldn't have been impeached. But he was impeached for obstruction of justice and perjury. These are two criminal statutes. President Trump was not impeached on any criminal statute. So when he say he's a criminal president, they didn't impeach him on a crime. And you watch Clinton last second. I just can't believe they would ever go with Biden all the way to the finish line. He doesn't even know where the finish line is. He doesn't know where he is. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it, and I can't, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. So, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But you have, they've lived, Justin and everyone here, they've lived off of, the intelligence says for 4 years. The intelligence says this, the intelligence says that. That's what they have lived off of. They've lived and breathed the intelligence community this, the intelligence community that. And that's the only thing that they cared about. And anything, they're so delusional that they don't understand hypocrisy. They don't understand what hypocrisy is about. The meaning of hypocrisy, when they care so much about intelligence, and John Ratcliffe, the director of national intelligence, then says, this is not a disinformation campaign. The emails are written by the vice president's son. They show a brokering of deals. They show a blatant and overt and obvious national security threat. These are legitimate, genuine, pristine emails written by the people on those emails. And we're going to find out information, according to Giuliani on Steven Crowder. We're going to find out information on money transactions, further business dealings, policy discussions. You cannot sell the office of the presidency or the vice presidency, and you can't sell access to the State Department, which is what Madam Secretary did. You cannot use a foundation to funnel money, to accept money into a foundation, and then give access or more. And Democrats don't care. When they're caught, they say that's what everybody does. When President Trump, on a phone, they impeached him on a phone conversation. They impeached him on a phone conversation. By the way, Glenn Greenwald was on Tucker Carlson tonight. He was fantastic. I have a great deal of respect for Glenn Greenwald. I disagree with him on certain things. I'm sure he disagrees with most of my philosophy on politics. Some I'm sure he agrees with, but at least pertaining to Julian Assange and perhaps other issues. But I think that Glenn Greenwald is fantastic always, and he was fantastic on Tucker Carlson tonight. Again, he is I would say more liberal or progressive journalist. But this is also a problem. You don't like the conservatives you see switching sides and opposing Trump. Those aren't really. Those are the Bush era Republicans. Those are the Bush era Republicans. You give a lot of there's a walkaway movement with Democrats leaving the Democratic Party. You give them a viable choice, they'll vote Democrat. Democrats have not given a viable choice. Biden is not a viable choice. He's not a viable candidate. There's nothing. And now, okay, the man was losing his marbles prior to this. He accomplished nothing in 47 years. And that's not hyperbole. I don't know what he's accomplished. And Democrats don't fall back on his accomplishments. It's always orange man bad. They don't say, well, he did this and that. What is he known for in 47 years? Nothing. Aside from being vice president. Nothing. Krillin 876. How was your sukkah? Did you build the hut? Krillin 876. Thank you. It was very good. I didn't, but next year I think I will. I didn't this year. Generally haven't, almost always never have built the sukkah, but soon I think I will. Krillin 876. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, the Democrats leaving the Democratic Party, like myself, it's not the same. This isn't JFK's political party. It's not. You don't preside over 20. That's why, you don't preside over the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity, which took place. That is more egregious and a greater threat to national security. President Obama's administration presided over the most counterintuitive, self-defeating, absurd. Okay, we can go. I mean, the Iran deal was a horrendous deal. To the point where military installations were off limits for inspectors. And the rationale was, the UN said that they wouldn't engage in a program on military installations. What? Within military installations. What? Then there were 23 ballistic missile tests that broke the spirit of the deal but didn't actually break the deal. It was the most horrendous deal of all time. Then you have President Obama, who did not veto the sale. According to Snopes, he did not veto the sale. So what they do is they engage only in straw man arguments. Well, she had no, she couldn't, Madam Secretary couldn't veto anything. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And she didn't pocket any money. It was a transaction it was a Council on Foreign Relations. It was a business transaction. Yeah, but it was shady because money flowed into the foundation from Uranium One. And then President Obama didn't veto the sale. Are you saying that President Obama was influenced by Clinton? That would never happen. Well, it probably did happen. And not only that, President Obama's intelligence agents went after Clinton's direct political rival. So they're always climb BMX. Somehow HRC will be inserted. I agree. Climb BMX. Thank you so very much. Climb BMX. I agree. You cannot, ladies and gentlemen, continue to escape reality. Democrats are completely clueless. They climb BMX. Thank you. They're going into an election knowing very well that The country is talking about pay-to-play schemes, bribery, like this brokering of deals where a vice president's son, and no offense, but, you know, if they don't believe that this is even an issue, they won't believe that it would be an issue. They ain't going to go with Biden. But if they do go with Biden, if they're so inept, and in some alternate reality, he would win the presidency, which there's like zero chance. Like, I mean, zero chance. Good old Hunter's still there. And you don't know if his substance abuse issues will continue. You have no clue if they're going to continue giving access to people. So you just have no clue, like, when you've already been compromised because you left and then here's another issue. You left a laptop in a laptop repair shop. Imagine explaining that to JFK. Go on. President Kennedy, they left a laptop in a repair shop, a computer. They left a computer in a repair shop. Why didn't they pick it up? Because he was on drugs, and he had better things to do. Go on. And so from there, 1,000 copies were made of the computer. And by the way, here's another, like, you don't have to be this tech, guru. Do you think there's only 4 copies of the laptop? Like, when people say, well, the Bureau and Director Ray has the laptop. Okay. Giuliani has the laptop. They have a copy, or the Bureau has another laptop, which is a copy of that laptop, or whatever. Do you think maybe there's more than 4 copies? So the laptop repair person has the computer. Director Ray has the computer. Giuliani has the computer. Is that it? Do you think there's maybe more copies? Do you think it's difficult to copy the information from a computer onto perhaps another computer? Do you think maybe there's 1,000 copies of the laptop? Or maybe 2,000, or maybe 3,000? And every single email has a recipient. So they're done. And now there's a second laptop in Ukraine. And it's interesting because you had a Democrat who took a picture of his Anthony Weiner in 2016. You have a Democrat who took a picture of his Anthony Weiner in 2020, because Hunter is accused of that. And, of course, Weiner, we know. And that's all they do. Every 4 years, it's like this dystopian Punxsutawney Phil, but for the Anthony Weiner. Every 4 years, they open up their zipper and take a photo. And then they lose the election. It sees its shadow, and then they lose the election. And then they scream Russia for 4 years, and then they take a picture of Anthony Weiner. They lose the election, scream Russia for 4 years. Same thing. Oh, every 4 years. Every 4 years. Same thing. 4 years. Unzip, a Polaroid, and Russia. Unzip, Polaroid, Russia. And for 4 years. Until 2172, they take a time machine back to JFK, and JFK just laughs and says, leave. It's like they're completely clueless. They're completely clueless. Raphael! Raphael, Coke, thank you so very much to my Australian viewers. Thank you. I am very much against the whole message board LMNOP thing. Raphael, I'm very much against because it comes up with that type of those type of words, and it's just a message board hoax that they're now using against us, or against the Republican Party, or against Trump supporters. Definitely, Raphael Coke. God bless you. Don't listen to any of the Q nonsense, the LMNOP message board nonsense. It's the worst thing you could ever listen to. It's the worst thing you could ever listen to. Any type of communication, any type of message board that says, Patriots, hold my hand. Where we go on, everybody's going the same place, Patriots. What does an armadillo do in the sun? It goes into the shade of patriotism. Be back on this message board next week. Same message board, same time. Patriots! Verse 20 of Leviticus. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go to the message board. Raphael Coke, I love you. God bless you. Thank you, Raphael Coke. Don't ever just stay away from that stuff because it's very, very dangerous. Raphael Coke, thank you. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you. Ebenezer Adams. Well, the New York Post and James O'Keefe now are doing that. Ebenezer Adams, thank you. Ebenezer Adams, thank you. Anything that says trust Sessions, you should run away from. Do you think it'll work? Yeah, it's this message board. They're gonna millions of good people are gonna trust you. No, are you serious? They're gonna trust me after I'm the one that's the reason for the special counsel? Oh, that's so funny. I can't believe it. I know. Thanks for your help, though, by the way, Jeff. The nefarious Keebler elf. Thank you. I am to please. Thanks for your help with friends like you who needs enemies. Well, what's so dangerous about it is that it's a message board hoax run by people who are really taking advantage of like a lot of good citizens. It's never listen to a message board because you have no clue who's on the other side of the message board. Like with me, you have my hats, you have me. I'm there. I'm there to be mocked or insulted or praised and admired, or not admired, but whatever, praised and given compliments. Either way, like on election night. I'm just, on election night, Clinton, first of all, Clinton, I won't make the biggest call of all time. Clinton's going to be, going to replace Biden. But if in this 1% chance they actually are so inept and foolish enough to go with the most compromised, horrendous candidate of all time, it is going to be a euphoric celebration where on election night when we party, and then people can just... Yeah, Clinton didn't. What happened to Clinton? Yeah. So then we can talk about it, but we'll be too happy to even bring it up. But whatever. So now then I'll say, look, this is why I thought, on that if I'm wrong, I say, oh, I was wrong because of this and that. But I'm not. I don't say like, Patriots, take my hand. And the good Lord above will take yours too. And what is it that a golden moo-moo does? when a golden when a golden moo wants political power, runs again. Run where? Run to House of White. The White House. Golden moo. We're going to the same place. Even if you're going to the dry cleaners, we're going to go all to Whole Foods together. It doesn't matter where you're going. Where we go on, we go all. You can be going to your accountant, you could be going to the dermatologist, and you're going to cancel those plans right now. It really doesn't matter. Your skin is fine, and you don't owe any money, so you're going to go where we going. I don't do that. So, PJP 72. If Pelosi agrees to stimulus tomorrow, it will tell us a lot. I will see it as an act of self-preservation. Botox be dropping out, Clinton on deck. Exactly, PJP 72. PJP 72. Thank you. I'm like looking at BJP 72. Have you ever like when you're looking at a football game, like before the football game, and you're like, well, how is that offense? I know that, like, how is that offense going to go up against that defense? That defense is stacked. That offense put up 55 points against a horrible defense in the playoffs. But how are you going to, so you're looking and you're like, wait, no, that's impossible. That's impossible. So that's just impossible. It's just impossible. Like, PJP 72, there's like no chance. There's like no chance that that Biden could even. He's not even running. Like, everyone knows that he's not really everyone knows that Biden is not really running. Like, he doesn't answer any questions from anyone. He's put a lid on his campaign for the whole week now. The man is not he's not. Where is he? Whoa, this is a fantastic throw by President Trump. I thought he was a lefty. It's pretty amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was a really good throw. That was a really good throw. This is a tweet from on President Trump's profile. But I'm looking at the pitch from another person, but his campaign should have been absolutely over after he said the "you ain't" comment. When he said, if you have a problem voting for me, then you ain't who you are. Then you ain't black. That should have ended his campaign. that should have ended this campaign. But it did not end this campaign. Instead of saying, "Oh my goodness, this was really good for Biden," every week for the past 6 months, there's been something taking place that said that was like, okay, this has to be the end of his campaign. Okay, this has to be the end of his campaign. Okay, this has to be the end of his campaign. Okay, he can't rebound from this. And he's continued, and it's been very bizarre. Oh, okay. I thought he was left-handed. I thought I was left-handed. Okay. He's right-handed. Okay. Trying to look at what they're saying now. Everybody is talking about hashtag laptop, okay. More than 50 senior intelligence officials have signed to a letter outlining their belief that the recent disclosure of emails allegedly belonging to Joe Biden's son has the classic earmarks of Russian information operation. The classic, so it's not, this is the way they work. They're not saying it is. They're not saying the emails aren't accurate. They're saying it has the classic earmarks of, it's like more than 50 senior intelligence officials. Well, I don't know. These are the intelligence officials that presided over 20% of U.S. uranium capacity being allowed to be sold to Putin. Or are these the former senior officials that set up and framed Trump? Or are these the former senior officials that got WMD wrong, that got the Bay of Pigs wrong, Gulf of Tonkin? What did they get right? I want to know what they've gotten right. Even JFK himself knew not to trust the intelligence officials. The last Democrat who didn't trust intelligence officials was JFK. Maybe Clinton didn't. I don't know. Wow. When Twitter tried to sweep the story under the rug, it doubled visibility of the story. Oh my God. This Zero Hedge doubled Tyler Durden, doubled visibility of the story. Double the amount of people now. Double the amount of people. And you look at, I don't see how it's even possible. How is it even possible that they're continuing with this? And they don't know. This is the interesting thing also. They don't know. They don't know that this is the end of any chance for Botox B. Because they're so delusional. They're so delusional that when the director of national intelligence says it's not a Russian disinformation campaign, and they've spent the past 4 years talking about the respect for the intelligence community, now they, just like with everything from Tara Reid to every single possible thing they've showed hypocrisy. Every subject topic they've shown to be the biggest hypocrites on the planet, the most disingenuous, dishonest hypocrites. Now they're actually not believing the intelligence because it's President Trump. They don't want a vaccine because it's Trump's vaccine, so they turn into anti-vaxxers. They don't believe Tara Reid when they say you needed to believe Tara Reid. Every single possible thing that they've stood for, they now don't stand for. Every single possible thing that they claim to stand for is now like they don't stand for it. So, I mean, they're constant hypocrites. And then they asked Biden the other day before he had his Ralph. Thank you, Ralph. Hello, Ralph. Every single possible thing they've claimed to stand for, they now oppose. They oppose vaccines. They oppose believing Tara Reade. They oppose the intelligence assessments. And then we can get there. They don't want a Green New Deal. They don't want Medicare for all. They don't want to abolish ICE. They don't want to abolish the Electoral College. They don't want to pack the courts. They don't want to defund police. Notice that they're not talking about the Green New Deal anymore because they would lose the Rust Belt. Okay? The Rust Belt is not really named, the name itself doesn't really evoke Green New Deal images. I just can't possibly see them stumbling into a loss. I don't know how it would benefit. Like, how would it benefit the Democratic Party to lose? Because they can't, at a certain, okay. This is funny. Trump calls Biden an organized crime family, but here are his run-ins with the law. It's like, run-ins with the law? What run-ins? From 1970 to 2013, there was like two, and then they want to talk about like systemic racism. How about 100-to-1 sentencing disparities? But there were like 1973, 90, 91, 2013. Okay, what? At least 20. Okay, you know what? There's also people accusing Biden. So that's not a run-in with the law. So what? Every time they make these grandiose claims, by the number $750,000. Okay, you want to talk about run-ins with the law? If they ever investigated actual corruption within the Democratic Party, there's a Forbes article. It's like nothing. It's like a complete joke. But then they're talking about enough about Hunter. What about Ivanka Trump, the Boston Globe? Oh my God, this is hilarious. What about Ivanka Trump? Is she selling access? I would like to know if she's selling access. Oh my God. What about Ivanka Trump? Are you kidding me? Trump's selling. At times, reported companies owned by Kushner family got millions in loans. Got millions in loans? They would have gotten the loans. Loans? Loans? They have to pay the loans back, and they would have gotten the loans anyway. Why? Because of the fantastic media coverage? Are you kidding me? November 3rd is going to be a meltdown. Oh my God. Oh my God. A Times investigation, which is meaningless, found over 200 companies, special interest groups, and foreign governments that patronized Mr. Trump's properties while reaping benefits from him and his administration. What benefits? I would love to know these benefits. I would love to know what proof they have that because they went into a hotel, they then suddenly got benefits. He was so hard up for the week or one night rate for his hotels, that he would just give them the world. So a foundation with 85 donors giving $156 million into, that's just one scandal. UBS, Boeing, weapons deals, everything else, the Uranium One, Haiti. But 200 companies and special interest groups have patronized Trump's properties. Well, was he there serving him the caviar? And it's like, who cares? So they could have gone to a Holiday Inn. They stayed at a Trump resort. So what? You don't think other people would have stayed at the Trump resort? My God, they have nothing. It's so hilarious. When they try to make everything morally relative, they just highlight the fact they have absolutely, positively nothing. And how many times can he say he's running for Senate? And that's another story. I mean, really, how many times? The man's been running for Senate. Then he said he's been there for 180 years. You know, it's like, whatever. Now there's a second laptop. Tomorrow there'll be a third laptop. It's like, you could have picked it up. God, Svetlana, do I have to go ahead and pick up the laptop? Whatever. I'm tired. Oh my God. Okay. I missed a whole bunch. I'm sorry. Pilgrim Media. HAM. No, not at all. Pilgrim Media. You're awesome. Am I on the naughty list? No, not at all. Pilgrim Media. You're awesome. Please be here November 3rd. I don't have a naughty list for my viewers. No, not only naughty list for journalists that have tried to, or what, even then, I don't even care. Raphael Koch. Are you worried about compromised mail-in voting? Not really, because I don't think they'll even get close. And I think the mail-in voting, when they disinfect their ballots, is going to hurt them. It could be an issue. Could be a serious issue. But I don't think it's going to be that big. Fried Cash. Trump will win New York. I wish. Fried Cash. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I mean, I would love for that to happen. I don't even know when was the last time New York went. Did you hear 50 Cent endorsed Trump? Wow. Let me see this. What's wrong with me? 50 Cent. Wow. Oh my God. Nice. Well, Ice Cube didn't endorse Trump, but he's working with the Trump administration. Wow. That's awesome. You have Kanye, who loves President Trump. You have Ice Cube, who's working with the Trump administration. Wow. That is awesome. You can't say, oh, Trump is a supremacist, and then you have, it's not like, okay, it's not that they're like renowned celebrities that, because Democrats are very interested in what celebrities think, except when celebrities endorse President Trump. Then they're not interested. Why is that? But every time you have an African-American, black celebrity, or well-known, world-renowned individual endorsing President Trump, there goes the supremacist narrative. And then you get a rebuttal from imbeciles. Well, you can still be a supremacist and have 50 Cent vote for him. It's like, yeah, but see, you could still, but what are the chances? Zero. People are not, first of all, you have the great Jim Brown and the great Herschel Walker. And you have 15% of black men, 14% of black men voting for President Trump in 2016. And you have black and African American voters more so voting for President Trump this year than ever before for a Republic. Well, in recent memory, President Trump has allocated more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever, including President Obama, and made the funding permanent and absolved $300 million in loans from Katrina. President Trump has economic zones where investment zones, but he signed the First Step Act, which is prison reform legislation. You have President Trump doing things. Well, you can try to denigrate and undermine everything I just said, but at least he is the only president ever to make permanent funding, $255 million a year. You have opportunity zones. And they say, well, the opportunity zones aren't working. Well, it takes time. And then all the systemic, you have Democrats presiding over areas of the country that have systemic economic poverty. And they're the ones blaming Trump for this. These are Democrats who've presided over this. So PJP72, thank you. Ferdinand! I think the play is JB drops out in the ballot, so you're voting for sworn in, but HSC is provisionally VP until schemes. Ferdinand Thomas could be the case. Ferdinand Thomas, thank you. That could be the case. That could be the case. In which case, Ferdinand Thomas, you will have called it. Because that's something that I just can't believe that, I just think that Madam Secretary Clinton's going to, that's the thing, going to just, replace Biden. Ferdinand, thank you so very much. Woogie! Would the military secret service actually willingly go under control? Steps down quickly. I don't even think there's a chance Biden would ever. I think that he's going to be replaced. I don't even think that the whole Biden, it's like a charade beyond belief. I can't believe that they're actually serious. And then you have John Ratcliffe, who has basically absolutely ended any hope that they can, try to, El Daño, thank you. That they've basically ended any hope of trying to say, well, it's an intelligence plot, because the emails are accurate. If the emails are not accurate, that's another story. The emails are accurate. But see, here's the thing also. Do you get this sense, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. I get this sense also. Do you get this sense that... do you get the sense that they don't know what's coming? They seem oblivious to... like, impending doom. Do you get this sense, ladies and gentlemen? Woogie, thank you. I don't think that, like, Kamala Harris is a junior senator from California. She hasn't been on the top echelon. Like I don't know, like, how much political power she has within the Democratic Party. So I don't understand why, Madam Secretary would allow anyone to overtake her. I don't see how that works. Fried cash. Fried cash, exactly. When they turn off Trump's mic when he brings up Hunter, it will be epic and totally backfire. Exactly. Exactly. In fact, I want President Trump. I want them to dare to do that. I want them to dare to do that. It will completely backfire. I know, Michael. I know. Michael A. I know. It's because their subscribers don't go up if you do live streams, primarily. So, but I do have an upload right after this. But I agree with you. Fried cash. I agree with you 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, I am... Yeah, JGFM Brooklyn, they're planning on muting microphones. As if they weren't in the tank enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I am running out of steam tonight. I'll be back at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Running out of steam, but as I usually go a lot longer. But be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. I have an upload right now. It'll be about, PJP72. Thank you for bringing that up. It'll be about 50 Cent endorsing President Trump. That is pretty awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Justin Mooney! Trump allows investors to lend him money. Exactly, and they make an agreed interest. Exactly, everybody wins. Is he over-leveraged? Apparently not, but I guess debt shaming is a thing now. Well, Justin, you know that's a great point. Jay Holt, thank you. You know that's a great point, but also they don't understand, they don't have, like, most Democrats, not talking about the Silicon Valley people, but most Democrats don't understand the first thing about business. So, Jason Gates, thank you. Most Democrats don't know what that's even referring to. They don't know the first thing about business. So it's like they're completely clueless. Justin Mooney, thank you so very much. Great point. Thank you for your support, Justin. PJP72, they know this lit strategy and damn it. Exactly. PJP72. The Blessings of Jesus channel, thank you. Justin, PJP72, Fried Cash, everyone here, Ferdinand, everybody here, thank you so very much. Watch in a couple of minutes. I'll have an upload on this channel. Thanks so much, everybody. God bless. To my super chat, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m., everyone. Eric, H526, Luke St. Martin, thank you so very, very much. Ariel, thank you. Thanks, everybody. God bless.